Because I'm alive.
TADBitBetterTV.
Hey guys, are you having a good day? Today we are talking about depression. And first of all, let me say, obviously, depression is not a joke. It's not a good thing, but a lot of people deal with it. And today we are going to talk about that. But first, if you're new here, welcome! My name is Trenton, and this is my YouTube channel, where every week we talk about how we are improving our lives, striving to make the world a tad bit better, one day at a time. If you want to join us in the Plan Dan Can, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. It's free, and subscribing really helps me out, and it gives you a notification every time I post a new video. Okay, so the word depression is often very overused, and I'd say it's very trite. I think that's what that word means. Trite? I heard it on a podcast this week, and I wanted to try to use it in a sentence. But yeah, the word depression hardly means what people use it as. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I do listen to this podcast called The Dr. John Deloney Show, and he talks about depression all the time. In fact, he wrote a whole book called Redefining Anxiety, which I guess is actually about anxiety and not depression, but I think they go together. He often talks about how overused the word depression is, which clinically, of course, it's a real thing, and even non-clinically, it's really serious. But for me personally, I've used the word depression a lot and I meant something completely different. So the actual technical definition of depression is of a person in a state or general unhappiness or despondency. Despondency meaning a state of low spirits caused by loss of hope or courage. Or, check this out. In economic terms, an economic depression is an extreme recession that lasts 3 or more years or leads to a decline in real gross domestic product, or GDP. Or, in microeconomic terms, of a place or economic activity suffering the damaging effects of a lack of demand or employment. Ding, ding, ding! That was the bell of my epiphany, in case you didn't realize. The lack of demand or employment is depression. Here's what I realized. The days that I get out of bed, even though I feel like I can't, are highly correlated with the days that I am happy. And trust me, I have had a lot of days that I just can't get out of bed. And since I started going to therapy, I've learned there's almost always a reason why. And when there isn't a reason, it's usually left over from when there was a reason. And I feel like I can't, but I can, and I just have to do it. And when there isn't a reason, it's usually just left over from when there was a reason. And I feel like I can't, but I can, and I have to just do it. Dr. Don Baloney says something similar in his book. The big takeaway I found was that anxiety is almost never the problem. It's usually a symptom of the problem. For example, if you are staring at a screen 12 hours a day and never seeing daylight or hardly ever interacting with fellow humans, you might have anxiety, which could lead to depression or really just not a good feeling. Anxiety is a fire alarm in your head when there is no fire. But if you've ever had anxiety, and believe me, I have too, you know that it's easier said than done to just stop being anxious. And when I'm in the middle of it, you cannot convince me for 1 second that my life is not going to end. It might be something as small as just texting a girl, and then my brain is like, oh, you shouldn't have texted her. Or I don't text her, and my brain says, you should have texted her. There is no winning. So I think it's best to set ourselves up for success before it's too late, and we end up feeling depressed. We were created by a God that designed us to do very specific things. For example, for the last 4 years, I've been working at night, staying up really late, and then sleeping in really late. Consequently, I hardly ever saw the sun, which totally messed up my mental health. When I told my therapist, he was like, dude, you need to just change your sleep schedule. And I didn't think it would be possible because I make most of my money at night, but I tried it. And honestly, I feel like a totally different person now. Also, I feel like being around God's creations help. Sometimes when I'm driving, if I'm feeling down, I just roll down the windows and pop open the sunroof just to feel the breeze of the wind, and it lifts me up so high. Or I go for a walk and enjoy the park and the birds. So, why does this matter? I'm glad you asked. I think you should take inventory of the things in your life that may be out of whack. Do you see people enough? Do you see people too much? Do you have good friends in your corner to help carry you when you can't carry yourself? Do you get enough sleep? Do you get too much sleep? Enough food or water? Ooh, are you on social media too much? That's a big one, and I think I might be doing a video about that soon. Ooh, a tease!
TADBitBetterTV. TADBitBetterTV, where you watch some great videos. Click the left side of the screen to see what we made last week. Click the right side of the screen to see some of my faves. I'm sorry that didn't rhyme, but that's okay. Please don't hate. I'll see you next Tuesday. Goodbye. I'll see you later, alligator. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.